everyone, this is the last video of my Schoology assignment series. If you remember, we started at the copier with this and have explored different ways to digitize our assessments and assignments. Today, I'm going to show you several question types in Schoology's assessment tool to help you turn your existing Word docs and PDFs into automatically graded assessments in Schoology. Let's get started by navigating to a Schoology course, then creating an assessment. Once you've got it set up, we're going to look at some of these question types along the left-hand side. We are going to start with the label image option in the assessment and talk about how to use this tool to help you create assessments from your existing PDFs. The first thing I need to do is insert some instructions and then scroll down a little bit to upload my image. Now, in several of my previous videos in this series, I talked about how to save PDFs as images and how to take images using the snipping tool. And so if you've done that and have some images that you can use, then pull them into your assessment, and then we can set up this question. Once my picture is in place, I can come down here to the response box and start adding boxes onto my image where students will drag and drop the appropriate label. So let's say I want them to label 3 items on this particular image. Once those are in place, scroll down a little bit to the possible responses. This is where you need to insert the items which they will drag and drop into place to label the image. As you are typing the possible responses, keep in mind you have some rich text formatting options, and you also have the option to insert images as the answer items. Now that I've got my possible responses set up, including some teaser items for them, I can come down here to the correct answer setup. Now in this area, I need to drag in place the correct answers so that the test can be scored automatically by Schoology. Here we go, and now we can save our question. Let's give this a preview. Here's what it will look like for the students. As you can see, my blank boxes are on the image, and then my answer choices are down here, which they can drag and drop into place. You could also use the label image question type to create multiple choice questions. Here I have a multiple choice question from a PDF that I took a screenshot of the image, and I can add the response box right here in this blank area, and then my options would be A, B, C, and D for the different multiple choice items. Let's say the correct answer is C. Alright, let's preview this. This is what the question will look like to the student, and the student simply drags and drops the response into place. That was the label image question type. Now let's look at another one called Highlight Hotspot. Next, let's talk about the Highlight Hotspot question. This question type allows students to select multiple items on a page and is auto-graded by Schoology. First, we start by uploading our image, and I have an image here of an entire page of questions that I snipped or did a screenshot from a PDF. If typing isn't really your forte and you're really good at clicking, this might be your preferred method of inserting the correct answer. To set up this question, you're going to click on the draw pencil here and then draw a little box around all of the possible answers on the page. So it is a lot of clicking, but it's easy clicking. It's not a lot of typing. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this particular item by pausing the video and working on it for a minute or two here. And here I'm just finishing up the last box. Okay, now I'm going to scroll down and insert the answer key. And if you have multiple items as correct answers like I do, you're going to want to check mark the multiple responses box down here. And now I just go through and choose which ones are correct so that Schoology can auto grade it and save the question. Okay, so let's give this a preview. This is what students will see when they take the test, and then they will just click on the correct item, and there you go. If Highlight Hotspot isn't quite the right tool for you, I'm going to show you one more. It's called Highlight Text. Now let's talk about the Highlight Text question type in assessments. This question type lets users click on any words, sentences, phrases, or paragraphs as a correct answer. So you can hand type your questions into the question box here, or you can copy and paste from an existing test that you may have typed up on a Word doc. So I am just going to copy a handful of multiple choice questions and paste them in. Now when I'm pasting in, I'm using a keyboard shortcut called Control-Shift-V. Many of you might be familiar with Control-V, but the Control-Shift-V removes any weird formatting that might be hanging on to your text from the original Word document. So now that I've got my questions in, and you could just do one question at a time, or you could do multiple questions. You can play with the rich text formatting, so make things bold and so on and so forth. But we need to set up our answers. So let's go to possible responses. And in this area, you are going to highlight any possible answer that the student could click on. So I'm just going to do that. And basically we are creating little boxes to go around all the possible answers. And you could just highlight just the A, B, C, or D, or just the whole phrase. But I'm going to go ahead and pause my video and highlight all of the answer possibilities. And as I'm finishing up here, I will mention the advantage to this method is you don't have to do a lot of typing, and you don't have to do a lot of copying and pasting if you copy in a big chunk of questions like I did here. So once we got all the possibilities highlighted, then I can scroll down and I can choose which answers are the correct ones. So basically I am setting up a answer key, and I'm just going to click random ones here just to get through, and then you save your assessment and you're done. You are done setting up this assessment. So let's preview it to see what it'll look like for students. When students arrive to this part of the assessment, they'll see all of your questions, and as they hover their mouse over, they'll see all of the possibilities they could choose on this page. So they can come through and start selecting their answers. And then when they're done, they submit the test, and the test is automatically graded for you as the teacher, and you're done. We just went over 3 unique tools in Schoology's assessments to help you create digitized questions that are automatically graded, hopefully saving you tons of time and work in the future. Thanks for watching this video series. I hope you learned lots of new things that have helped you become a more tech-savvy teacher.